I got
what kind of fucking bullshit is like?
Dude, he does this every week.
The bad news is that civilization is crumbling around you.
Wear a dog mask, cut your dick off, bomb Palestine.
The good news is that you are not alone.
There's butthole shaving videos.
I feel bad for the minorities in LA for having to deal with the white people in LA.
You have 5 till midnight, live every Monday at 8 p.m. where you join 5 Limp Bizkit Americans to laugh at the absurd nonsense of the end of history.
Shit show right there.
Sam, stop it!
And welcome back to 5 till midnight, everybody. And today we have a Faceless with us. I'm not quite familiar with this guy, but I've enjoyed shooting the shit with him, shooting the crap with him backstage. How you doing, man? And what's going on?
I'm just a nigga in a ski mask. I'm laughing at everybody, laughing at every, laughing at all the crazy stuff going on in the world.
It's even funnier because Sam was like, "We can't be saying that when the show starts."
It was hard R. I thought it was just a straight hard. I thought it was hard R with.
One's fine.
Past this in society.
No, we liked it, but Sam's gonna yell at us later.
No. Hey, that was our quota, though. We're done.
Oh,
I got it. I got the one. I got the one.
No, it was worth it. It was funny enough.
Yeah, shout out to our fallen homie Toad for losing his job, for a great ukulele cover that we all enjoyed thoroughly. Which, I mean, how to see that coming, though? I mean, I felt that coming. It got too big.
I don't know if, because Toad, I think someone called his employer before, but it wasn't that like his previous employer that it got calls about him for saying shit on Twitter, and then like this was something different, or am I remembering this incorrectly?
I don't remember that, honestly. Maybe, but I mean, once this hit like 1 million views, I was like, oh, it's gonna be rough going for Toad.
I saw it, like, I don't even follow Toad on my Instagram, and I saw this cover on my Instagram. It just popped up on my feed, and I was like, wow, it's making the rounds. And it had like, like a 200,000 views on there. So I was like, yeah, he's gone massively viral.
I just want to know what kind of conversation HR has with someone like Toad. Like, I love Toad, but that had to be hilarious. Someone built like Toad, them flipping around the computer and making him watch the video. The lady in HR.
Yeah.
Is that what happened? That had to, or did they send him an email?
First they stole my kids from me, and it's all out of tune and fucking off tempo. First they stole
make him
my
watch the whole
kids
thing
from me. Yeah, they watched the whole thing and made sure he said, the N-word the entire time.
And you guys know Toad is so autistic. He's probably like, fucking awesome, right? And they're like, no, we're firing you.
You didn't like it?
You know what?
I would pay so much money to be in that HR meeting.
Oh yeah,
dude.
So somebody said, or somebody asked him, like, oh well, how did this? Like, they said that like I would have loved to see this meeting, and apparently they framed it as just like another business meeting or something like that, and ambushed him. So, yeah, it was kind of like, surprise, you're fired.
That's screwed up. I don't like that.
Yeah, no.
Why are we not calling his workplace? Like, why are we not
to say what? What are we gonna possibly say to get them?
We're
to
gonna
be like,
say you guys shouldn't have fired him.
We should sing the Kanye West new song on the phone.
Yeah, my only pushback here, and I know I've talked about this before, and I hate bringing it up because I feel like I'm begging for people's sympathy or like beating people over that at this point. But like, when this happened to me, I was kind of the mind like, okay, I'm just gonna have to let this be, and this sucks, but it is what it is. And I had a good friend of mine, tell me, oh, why don't you get a lawyer? And I'm like, okay, so let's say I go through the process of getting a lawyer, and this place that chose not to hire me, even though they pretty much gave me the handshake deal and said they would, they hire me. Okay, I got a lawyer involved. I drug them through court and forced them to hire me. They're gonna find the first fucking reason they can to pull the pin on this. So if we did this for Toad, it's gonna be the same deal. Like, you're just kind of delaying the inevitable. And I think we all agree that it's still wrong no matter what. But like, We
Well,
call
ultimately, they're afraid of backlash, right? That's why they fired him. They're afraid of backlash. What about the backlash to the backlash? Like people are weaponizing
Yes.
right now. They're ready
That's my
to
point.
they're ready to send money. You know, what if we start sending bags of crap to their doors, flaming bags of crap to their doorstep, and voicemailing the NHH song to them? You know, at this point, it's like a currency.
Like I could go there and just be myself, and it would be terrible. I don't have to do anything crazy. I can just be me.
Yeah, but like they're not gonna be like, you know what? You guys made a good point about the Hitler song. We're gonna get him back here. It's like it's
it's not about getting him his job back.
True.
It's about
That's
sending
true.
a message.
Well, it's
It's
like kind of like it's like when we had Aaron on, and he's like, if there's enough backlash to force that there's a cost for them to do this, it makes them, and like we might not be able to save Toad or his job, but it makes them realize that next time, like if someone of their employees does something controversial, they will realize like, okay, we might just want to sweep this under the rug. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere and goes away, because now instead of there one mob from the left coming, now there's actually a right-wing mob or free speech or whatever mob coming after them. And it puts them in their place as like, okay, well, now we might want to go to bat for our employee, or just makes it uncomfortable. It puts the corporations in an uncomfortable position no matter what they do. But it's always been one-sided where they're like, okay, we'll just fire him, get rid of him. There's no problem. And there's never really a backlash, no cost to them. And that's changed now.
I mean, you could just like, I don't know what kind of place it is. I asked Toad, but he didn't answer me. Like, I don't know what kind of place it is, but if they rely on like answering the phones, like you just call them over and over again and just destroy their ability to do business. Like just make it like all these people care about is money because it's a business. So then harm their ability to make money. That's it. All you have to do is mess with their money.
Do you think Elon Musk is going to really stand by this legal fund promise he made, or does this even count? Does this even count as that type of situation?
No, I think Elon. Yeah, I think Elon Musk just says shit. He kind of does Donald Trump, says shit, and then just kind of fucking lets it roll off. People forget about it and kind of move on to the next thing. I mean, I really shouldn't just say that to those two. That's just a lot of people in general.
Well, he did it for Bronze Age Shorty, but that was also like because the opponent was like some other billionaire he was beefing with. So there was another layer to it.
There was aligned interests.
Also, woman, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's probably paying her mad Twitter bucks. I love how there was that story where he knocked up Ashley St. Clair, and then like another story came out eventually that he was paying Tiffany Fong, who was getting like those like multi-$1,000 payouts as well on Twitter, and nobody knows why, other than the fact that it seemed like Elon wanted to bet.
Yeah.
Well, and ever since then, Twitter payouts have like completely been restructured, and now it's all different. Like ever since that story came out, now it's all, at least from what I've seen, Twitter payouts are completely restructured, and people aren't making as much anymore. Like
they booted.
It's like when he removed being able to see the likes. Do you guys know why he did that?
No.
Did you see that? It's because he was liking like some weird fucking I don't even know how to, like, he was liking some illicit stuff, and people were calling him out for it. Is what I'll say. And yeah,
I like it.
And basically he removed likes. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, actually, I feel like I've seen a lot more like OnlyFans girls across my timeline now that have like millions of likes and shit because of they changed that. And now they're like, now people are now less afraid to like engage with their shit, I think. And now I see it on my feed more often.
I like how half the changes on Twitter was Elon just being creepy. And he's like, I gotta figure this out. Gotta nix that right now.
Why? Why couldn't he have like just done that to his own account? Like, you know, like I don't know why.
That's more suspicious. That's why. That's way more suspicious. If you go, I'm the only one. You know, I see what you're saying. Like, just don't say anything about it. Like, just
just
do it silently.
Don't tell anybody, and then no one would know.
He could be creeping on.
What is our? How do we feel about Elon? We hate him. We love him.
Mixed. I don't really care.
Indifferent
too. It's just whatever. Like, there's a lot of people. I've talked to a few people that just like absolutely are in love with this guy, and I don't really think he like. I think he's just like a spokesperson. I don't even think he runs all of these companies. I don't think he does.
He's like an actor essentially who just.
You can't be a CEO for 7 companies. Like, he's obviously a smart guy and he has a lot of technical knowledge, but like, it's impossible to do that. Like, each of those jobs is a job that one other extremely high performing person would do. So like obviously he's not really doing it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and everyone was mad that he was paying someone to play video games for him. And I was like, I would do the same shit if I was rich, dude. I would. My burnout buddy from high school, I'd be like, hey, do you want to make $100,000 a year playing video games for me so I could just unlock all the stuff and play it whenever I want? Like, I would do the same thing. I don't know why everyone was mad. Everyone picks some weird things to be outraged about. It's odd.
I think that's a good point though, because like when you hear like athletes spent money on XYZ, people are like, "Oh, he's just wasting." I'm like, "Yeah, but dude, we'd all do it. You just aren't in the NFL, and you work at Home Depot. So you're bitching about something that you're never going to achieve. It's fucking nuts."
So back to Toad, I have a theory. Everyone's been saying for the last few weeks that Toad or that Shiloh Hendricks has been the tilting point for the battle of between freedom of speech and cancel culture, right? Like everyone's been saying like this is going to be the one, you know? And I don't believe that. I think Toad truly is the tilting point because strip literally everything away that makes Shiloh attractive to people, to these like horny guys that sent her all this money. Everyone, they saw an Aryan single, everyone thought she was a single mother, right? You know, we're holding a child and she's on a park and she's yelling the N-word brazenly. Toad is the complete opposite of that. He's a built backward ass N-word, you know. He's bald. He's playing a ukulele out of key. And now it's the true test for all of us to see whether or not we're going to be able to fundraise for this type of person or if it was just a bunch of horny people, really. If everyone's just, you know, they see a mother in distress and they were going to defend her. Now it's the true tilting point. So this is the real battle, I think.
Do you think if the Toad thing happened first and then the Shiloh thing, would it be the same? Would it be bigger, do you think?
No. Toad would have got no money.
Exactly.
He would have got $0.
Oh, Shiloh walks, a Toad could run.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It had to happen this way. It's destiny. I think
that's a good point.
Shit.
That's a good point. I never really thought about that. But yeah,
He's
like
the
Toad is like
Shiloh Hendricks.
Yeah.
It's perfect. It's almost like it's a psyop in itself. It's just too good.
Yeah, it's like if you guys donate to the blonde mom that you guys find attractive, well, here's a fucking autistic, bald, short guy that you could also give money to. Everyone's like, I don't know about it.
Yeah, and it is more effed up in a way too, because like Shiloh is like wasn't nobody. Nobody knew who she was. No one knew anything about this woman. Toad's been in the online community and like right-wing libertarian spaces for a while now. And he's like probably only gonna get like 0.1% of what she got.
And this is what scares me is the second that everyone found out that she wasn't a single mom, the donation stopped.
Yeah, dude.
Whoa. Wait, really?
At least I saw the guy that was organizing the post. He posted it about how, you know, maybe, but that's from my perspective. It feels like a week later she came out with the person that was running the fundraiser, single mother, and okay, let's not say they completely stopped, but it definitely slowed down.
Yeah, that makes sense because all the, like you said, like all the horny dudes are like, what? You mean this $200 donation I can't fuck her now? It's like this is OnlyFans, dude.
Yeah.
Damn.
I don't know. I feel like that was like the natural life cycle of it anyway.
Yeah, that's probably true.
There's no way to know,
but I mean, he did get $7,000 so far. It's been like what, 3 days, 4 days now?
Yes, I think it's less than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how long that Give Send Go has been up. Well, I mean, also like maybe to that Shiloh Hendricks point, and maybe you guys kind of loosely said this, but like it was already up for what, like a week or something, and then the donation stopped. I mean, she already raised like, was it like $800,000 or something like that? Probably well over $1 million. So I mean, you know, people might have just looked at that and said like, "What's my little bit gonna do here?"
That's true. Yeah. I'm a Shiloh Hendricks supporter. I would support the whole thing. I made videos about it, all that stuff. I'm just saying,
of course,
the dichotomy between her and Toad has to be studied. You know,
no. I was gonna say I don't think there's that much to study. It's a white blonde chick who said the N-word, and dudes are like, "Oh man." Let's just say you look at Toad, and you know, but you look at her, and it's like, all right,
yeah.
That whole like little door, the door stop thing.
Well, there was
Yeah.
that other girl. I forgot her name, but she like didn't even. It was like on a TikTok video. She was like baking in her room or
Oh.
kitchen baking, and
What's
she
her
just
name?
said like well, she didn't say the hard R. It was just the N word, like the nice version, I guess. And it wasn't like to anyone or anything. And she went massively viral because basically when they came after her, she was like, "No, I'm not apologizing." And that
But-
was like,
If that's another blonde white woman. Like,
Well,
there's
yeah.
a theme here that
I'm
dudes
saying,
are
like,
just gonna give
it's
money to a blonde
becoming-
white woman.
Yeah.
well, I mean, white dudes
I'll
on
put on
the
a
like
dress.
deep white dudes have been saying the N word online for years. It's just no one cares, and like
Right.
like people can cancel it, or they was just taken off YouTube and no one saw it. But that's been happening all the time. But when attractive women started doing it, it became cool, like cool now to say the N word. So if you're an
Yeah.
attractive woman and you want to be famous, I feel like
Let
all
her
you gotta
rip.
do is just dress like a Nazi and say a
I
couple
was
N-words
surprised-
and you're good.
I was surprised to find out that Toad was employed. He has some balls to be doing the stuff that he's been doing.
I
That's
know.
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. I was a
Well-
Toad fan before, but man, that's cool. He's I have to wear a fucking mask and shit.
He
So-
was more in like white collar spaces too. That's the other thing. Like all of us on here, except for maybe Sam, are like more blue collar guys. And maybe Adam too. And I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way, but I mean like you have a lot more of like a public face where like, someone like Typo or I for sure, and Luke, where we all just kind of work back in the background. We don't really have to talk to people as much. It's not that big of a deal for us to be dropping hard R's on Twitter, something like that. No, granted, I'm sure if someone said to our employers that like this is who you're hiring, they probably wouldn't like it, but they wouldn't fire us because it's like nobody cares that the white Nazi is working on your car, right? Or the white Nazi.
Well, they want it done right.
They're
So,
excited.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm self-employed, so I don't care. I just don't. I personally just don't like to say the N-word.
Yeah.
But like, there are things that I don't say just because of my
You see what we're saying,
association.
Faceless?
Have you tried it? It tastes really good. It's spicy. It's so good.
There's things I don't say though, just because I don't want to embarrass Graham Hancock and he's associated with me.
Do you when you sing the songs, do you even listen to that type of music?
I don't like that music.
He went
Sam
on
was
a
just
Jimmy
a big
Buffett.
swing
He made like a
music.
Jimmy Buffett documentary, dude. This is
Yeah,
how
I
white
don't-
bread this guy is.
The only songs I listen to that have the N-word in it is like a little bit of like J. Cole and then like old David Allan Coe, where they're saying it not in a rap song, but they're just racist.
Okay.
They're
Well,
both
you sing
classy-
that out
No
loud.
David Allan
classy
Coe fans
songs.
here? Okay.
Yeah,
Do
they're
you
both
sing
classy.
that out loud?
Yeah. Or do you,
Yeah, actually, I think when I'm singing it, yeah.
the other thing about Toad too is like if he was working construction, no one would fire. Like no one would give a fuck. Like no one would fire him
Exactly.
because
Well,
he's
yeah, that's
working in
what I'm
like
saying.
yeah.
It's
Different
front
industry.
facing in a more liberal environment.
Yeah.
yeah. He's
Or
also
Johnny
in
Rep.
fucking
Another
Boston.
one.
So like Quincy,
Johnny Rep,
Mass
yeah.
is like fucking super lib town.
Yeah, well, they let fucking like radical liberal feminists run fucking HR departments. So it's
Boston's
like-
also known as like the most racist northern city.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. It depends on what Boston's a big city, so it depends on where in Boston you are. Like if you're in South Boston, it's like more normal, but if you're in like the north end where the rich people are, or like one of the suburbs, you can't get away with that.
Massachusetts, it's super fucking faggy. Like I remember we did a show up in New Hampshire. We were driving back and we stopped for coffee in Massachusetts, and the whole town was painted with the pride flag. I'm not even kidding. I don't remember what town it was, but the entire on the sidewalks, on the streets, on every fucking building was a pride flag. I'm like, Jesus
Was it
Christ.
June?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I
Probably.
live in the rural area outside of those suburbs. It's the worst. But I grew up in like Connecticut suburbs like that.
It's crazy.
It's disgusting.
And it's tax funded because, like I said, it was like on the street, like not like with chalk, like painted, like on the
Is there
roadways.
even a lot of gay people there?
I mean,
Everyone.
that town was for sure. That coffee shop.
when
I
I-
mean, it's a coffee shop in a small suburb in fucking Boston, so it's definitely gay.
When I
But,
was
like,
stationed
yeah.
out in California, Palm Springs, I don't know why, but it was like known as like the gay place in California. Like you go there and there's more gay bars than there is like normal bars. It was like kind of shocking, but
What's
like,
even
they
weird
just
is
had-
that it's out in the middle of nowhere too. So you're just
yeah,
you can't hide anywhere. It's
yeah.
it's just a desert.
I don't know if California used to like kick them out of the city and they just like all congregated to like Palm Springs because it's like just literally a shitty desert and just a bunch of gay people. It's really
Wasn't
weird.
the Stonewall riots in San Francisco where they beat up all the gays? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
I think so. I think that was San Francisco. But the weird thing is that California like committed a genocide like 150 years ago, and now they're like gay.
Based.
Doesn't
Against who?
I'm an
Who
hour
did
away
it?
from
California.
Native Americans.
Palm Springs.
Oh.
I'm an hour away from Palm Springs. I've only it's like I from what I remember, it was like a retirement community that got infiltrated. That's from what I've heard has happened to that place. It was like the Florida of California, and then it got infiltrated, and now you can't even pass through there.
But why the fuck
Yeah,
would they pick
it's-
Palm Springs in the middle of nowhere? Just to
I
do
don't know, but-
debauchery in the middle of nowhere?
Well,
Is that
what's-
the whole point?
Yeah, that's what
Well,
it
what's
is. Yeah, I bet.
What's weird about it is, so I was stationed in 29 Palms, California when I was in the Marine Corps. So on the weekends, like the bars will differentiate between like a bunch of gay people and like Marines, and then like chicks there too. But it was
And
just
Marines
like
are homophobic as fuck and homoerotic, which is weird. But
That's
yeah.
that's all male.
homoerotic
Dogs.
to each
Like, that was
other,
just me
but
playing
very
football.
homophobic to strangers. So
Bro, I told you guys this before. We had a kid playing when I was in high school. He would jump on the bench and just whip his dick around, like helicopter his dick, and we'd all be like, "Ha ha!" Like, no, it's not. This is what you do.
That guy
You're
was just
rooms.
gay though.
Maybe.
You're like he moved to Palm Springs.
Yeah.
That's I thought that was relevant, but apparently.
oh man.
Some things just stick with you.
Yeah, that's just what you do in high school with the boys. Just show dicks.
Yeah.
In locker rooms.
Show
Sam,
dicks to each other.
you would know that
Well,
if you
is
were a
there
fucking
any, like-
athlete.
Safe place for straight white men in California?
The North.
Is
Northern
there
California,
any
right?
safe
Northern
place?
California.
Yeah, for straight white men.
No, there's no place for straight white men. We're being hunted.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm in like an
That's
hour
why
and a
you
half
have a
hour
mask
out
on.
from Palm Springs, and I went to the gym recently, and I pulled my earphones out because I heard like conflicting music, and I looked around at the gym, and there was a guy who was wearing jeans and like a Hollister shirt, and he had a speaker playing Mexican music. And then there was another guy wearing like soccer clothes, and he was playing music out of a speaker. There's 3 different people playing music out of a speaker at my
infuriating.
gym.
Oh my
That's
god.
infuriating.
One was a
Lead me to
black
violence.
dude playing hip hop, and I flipped my shit. And it's like I woke up one day and we've just been infiltrated by I don't know. Well, Gavin Newsom ships up homeless people up to where I'm at. I'm up in like at Victorville area. It's an hour and a half out from LA, and he's been caught shipping homeless people. Like when the Chinese motherfuckers came over here and they cleaned up LA for a day. Where do you think he put all those homeless people? He didn't put them in housing. He shipped them up to the desert. And so, you know, basically it's just, we got infiltrated one day, and it's been like that ever since. I'm looking to get out of here because it's not safe.
You know what?
Not safe for a cracker.
As I get like older and older, and I've said it enough, but you know, my wife and I are expecting our first kid. I just like grow more and more fascist by the day. When I smell marijuana, like I saw something on my Facebook today. It said the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival. So I'm outside of Pittsburgh, and I was like, part of me just like wants this to be illegal. Like I don't want to go to the city and just see all the potheads and smell marijuana for the next couple days. Like I hate self-identified stoners. 99% of the time are fucking losers.
Weed culture is very cringe.
Yes,
It's like,
exactly.
It's
Like,
like
no,
Rogan and
smoke weed,
stuff.
go
It's
ahead.
very what?
Yeah,
But
but like
don't
if
make it
you-
your personality.
Right.
Exactly.
Fucking
Like if you like
loser.
to smoke weed, I fucking hate weed, but like if you like to smoke, I don't care. Do that shit in your home. But like if I'm walking somewhere out on like a public boardwalk or at a park or something, I don't want to fucking smell weed. Like do that shit in your own fucking house.
Yeah,
Don't go around
it's
stinking up the fucking
annoying.
place. Yeah.
Well, and the smell of weed, does anyone here think the smell of weed is good? Because it's not. It smells like shit to me. I've
No.
never smelled
I
any
hate
weed
it.
ever that smells good.
No.
And I've never been a stoner. I smoked like once or twice. I'm actually straight edge. You know, I don't,
Okay,
but
yeah,
I've
that's
never,
awesome.
it's never smelled enticing to me. It's always smelled like dog shit.
It's
Yeah.
gross.
It doesn't smell as bad as cigarettes to me, but I used to smoke a ton of weed. I used to smoke weed every day, but I've never owned anything that has weed on it, like T-shirts or hats. Or
No,
anything.
because it's
never
cringy
did
as
that.
fuck.
So
I mean, I smoked weed every day too with the fucking vape pen, and I haven't in over a year. And honestly, I'm better for it. Like, it's way better not smoking weed than smoking weed.
Yeah, like I said, I really don't care if people do it, but I just like stoner culture is
I
the most
care.
insufferable shit in the world.
I care.
I care. It's on
But yeah,
site.
like-
It's violence on site.
Yeah,
When I smell it, dude, it makes me so mad.
Yeah,
I'm not even like
yeah.
a Karen. It just makes me so mad when I see a black guy and I smell it. It's like
gross.
I've associated it.
Okay, so yeah,
with-
we always joke in my dealership that the smell. Well, this is actually from the last dealership I was at, but we always said that the smell of Cadillacs was black
That's
ice in a
true.
bag of weed. Yeah, every single Cadillac you'd see, if there was a black dude getting out of it, you'd see the black ice air freshener hanging off the fucking mirror, and the truck smelled like weed. There'd be a bowl in the center console, fucking little buds laying all over the place. I remember the one day, of course, it was some fucking clapped out Buick Lucerne, all tinted windows, and I look, I'm like, dude, can you at least like hide the bowl? Like, I just like, I hate the fact that your car smells like it, but I really don't want to see it. It's like, this is fucking illegal. You look at
Dude.
paraphernalia right out in front of me.
They can't hear the chirp, and they don't understand that weed's gonna out fucking smell the one air freshener on the like in their car.
but people that smoke weed, they get so accustomed to the smell, they don't think it smells. They don't realize that it
Yeah,
lingers.
That's probably true.
But I've never smoked in my car either. I would never.
I
do
never
that.
smoked cigarettes,
also-
but smoking does look cool. Like,
have-
if you fill it off right.
Yeah, it does. I have the
It
same
does.
taste in cars as black guys. I used to have a Lincoln Town car, but I would never disrespect a car like that, like some of them do. Not good.
and
The
they don't
worst
get
is-
interest rates either.
The
I
higher
don't
the
understand interest rates.
Neither do Marines, dude. It's
No,
actually
neither do
funny.
Marines. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, the military is the same way. I make
But a
2,000
lot of them are minorities too. Now
my car payments $500. Like, you make $1,000 a month, whatever the fuck it is.
It's like an 8-year loan with like 27% APR. You're like, yeah, dude, it's worth it.
No, I always buy my shit outright.
I used to be a fan of Chargers, but I hate them now. I can't even look at them.
I mean,
Why?
the new ones are
Chargers-
like just a normal car, though.
Challengers too. Like you can't even drive
I
a
like
Challenger
those.
because everyone's gonna. If you tint your windows, everyone's just gonna think there's a black dude in there.
Old school
see,
Challenger.
That might be a
I
good
love,
thing,
though.
actually. That might be. Everyone will stay away from me on the road.
Yeah, nobody will try to steal your stuff because they'll assume there's nothing in there.
Yeah,
Nothing to rifle through.
that's true. It might be a good thing. I didn't think about it. It's like the gray man theory. It's the black man theory. You're hiding in plain sight.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I used to want
Yeah.
a
The worst,
Chrysler
though-
300.
See, I don't
No.
even live around a lot of black people. Like, honestly, it's not. But I have actually the similar situation to Faceless. I live in Southern Illinois, and they just import Mexicans here and then dump them in like small towns around here. Like, it's like they're literally taking over. But they always drive like fucking shitty minivans or like white vans, and there's like way more in there than there should be. But they're always like at Walmart right after work, and they just like pile out of that fucking thing. And
Speaking
it's
of
crazy.
Mexicans, we have a vendor on every single corner now. And there was this big movement in I think about 2018 for the last maybe 4 or 5 years maybe where it was like protect your local street vendor. Did you guys see that? Where it's like the person selling corn on the street, person
No.
selling tacos. That was a
I
big
live in a
movement in
white
California.
area.
Was like, I'm probably going to piss some people off here, but like fuck those guys. I see them shitting in the desert right behind them all
Yeah.
their little booth all the time. There's nowhere to wash their hands. There's nowhere to wash their hands. They're pissing and shitting. They leave trash everywhere. And there's a vendor on every corner. Taco vendor. What's the corn where they put mayonnaise on it? And
Oh, I love
hot-
elote.
Yeah, elote. It's everywhere. You see corn husks everywhere, all over where I'm at. Just trash everywhere now because of it. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of those guys because I know for a fact that if a white dude opened up a corn dog stand, he'd be shut down instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Food licenses, no hand washing station, all that stuff shut down instantly. But these food vendors, for some reason, they get to just sell tacos all the time, give people food poisoning all over the desert with no flack
Yeah, it's
whatsoever.
bullshit.
They're like
And
the
it-
American version of Indian street food. just fucking hands and everything, shit everywhere, making it with their foot.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was I saw a guy straight up. He was just like pissing behind his booth, and then he came up and he handed, when I was in traffic, I watched him hand cups to people because he was pouring them sodas, the agua frescas or whatever, and he handed it to him with his hands in there, and you could see the water touching his fingers.
Yeah, it's
He
so
handed him,
Indian.
like 4 different cups, and I was like, don't drink that. Don't drink. And they're calling me racist. Like, you're a fucking racist drinking it. Like, okay, dude, you're gonna get Shigella. Do you guys know
Yeah,
what
have fun
Shigella
with
is?
salmonella, whatever the fucking disease.
I know
you get.
I know Typo knows what Shigella is because he was in the military. I know you know what that is.
I don't know.
Sam,
Is
you were
it
also in the
pronounced?
military. Do you know what that
Sorry,
is? Said you were also in the
Shigella?
military. Do you know what that is?
No, I've never heard of this disease.
Yeah, so Shigella is from consuming fecal matter accidentally, of course.
Isn't that E. coli?
No,
Well,
it's
you
a
get it
different
if
thing.
you did it
It's-
on purpose too, probably.
Yeah, it's a different. I guess it's a different thing. It's usually from eating ass, but also from eating at Mexican food vendors on the corner of on street vendors.
Has it ever been
or
called
eating in
something
India.
else?
E. coli. E.
Oh,
coli.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know E. coli.
I did just see, to your point, Faceless, I saw a video on X today where apparently like all these food vendors in California are like also fucking up local businesses. And like they're shutting down.
Yeah. I used to
lot,
go to the
Jay
gas
Ford.
lamp all the time, and I saw that gas lamp dude was pissed about the hot dog stand.
And he
or
just
whatever.
flipped it over. Yeah, kind of awesome.
Dude, yeah, he just threw it. Yeah, because we used to go to the gas lamp, and you'd go into those places, and they would have pretty affordable food, and they'd have clubs. It's like a whole strip of clubs and bars and food.
find
And
it.
then I guess the Mexicans moved in and started undercutting prices and shutting everyone down. So that kind of sucks. But they do it at like SoFi Stadium. They do it all over LA. So it was only a matter of time they moved out to San Diego and neighboring cities.
Yeah, well, it's
Damn.
ridiculous when there are like actual businesses that pay taxes in the area that like have that stuff enforced, and then they're just allowing people to come in and not do those things. It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Here, I found
Yeah.
the video.
I already have it.
Okay. That's not it.
Awesome,
Well, it's a
though.
different video.
I'll
You
watch this
pull
all
yours.
day.
Yeah, well, we can watch this one for a little bit.
it's this one right here.
Where I'm at, people consider these people a protected class. Like it's like a big deal. It's like, oh, protect the local elote man. Fuck this guy. Hell yeah, dude.
That's an American patriot.
That's an American badass right there.
Him yelling Trump's also very funny.
We want to scam motherfuckers on their credit cards? Fuck you! You're scamming ass bitch! Fuck you!
Wow.
All right, so
A lot of
Hendricks
fatigue
back-
going around, boys. A lot of fatigue going around.
Yeah.
It's
I like
good
how that
stuff.
word's getting thrown out there all the time now. We have X fatigue. We have this fatigue.
Yeah, dude. We're getting, I mean, since October 7th, there's been Jewish fatigue. Black fatigue is on the rise this year. It's crazy.
Like it's seasonal. Jew fatigue and black fatigue.
Yeah, yeah.
It's when they start acting up, dude. People get a little pissed off nowadays instead of just like being quiet, you know?
Yeah, fair. Summer's coming, so you know we're gonna see some shit. I wonder if there's gonna be any more riots this summer. They should fucking pardon Chauvin just for the lulz, you know?
Dude,
They're pushing
right,
it hard. It's gonna happen.
right before the summer would be crazy. If they waited after the summer, I could see that. Like, you know, wait till it gets a little cold and then
He
and
got
then
arrested
pardon
on
them.
state charges or federal charges.
Federal. He was prosecuted on federal charges.
So the state said they didn't want to prosecute, correct? Then, right? Because wouldn't it go state first and federal? The state
I'm not
refused to prosecute, the federal
I need
to
to,
prosecute.
I need to look it up. I need to look it up to not sound like a retard, but I'm pretty sure he was charged under federal charges.
How's
I
that?
could be wrong. I'm
work?
seeing a lot of people coping and saying that he can't get pardoned on the state ones, right?
I
That's
don't
what it
know.
was like. Oh,
Can't
you
the
could pardon
governor-
his federal ones, but not his state.
Can't the governor pardon? Or he could? No, he could. What's the other one? It's up to the C. Clemency, right? Can he offer that where it's like you just reduce the sentence to like whatever? Like, oh, you're done now. So it's kind of like a pardon, but not really. I don't know. I'm retarded.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that
Dude,
works.
you were a cop. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but what? It was one and done. You just throw them in the cell. And you're like, all right, see you later.
Good
You
enough.
just walk,
Yeah, you weren't a
walk away.
judge. I understand. Yeah.
Yeah, cops don't understand the law.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I just did what I was
seriously.
told, Sam. Like,
I'm just following orders, Sam.
Move along, sir.
Yeah.
like a good Aryan. I was just following orders.
Yeah, I don't know. All the articles I'm seeing, he was charged under federal and state, but they're saying that Trump can only pardon his federal charges, but cannot pardon the state charges.
Right,
Oh,
that
I thought
makes
it was
sense.
the
From the
state that
governor.
was.
Then he should
This
just
is
pardon
Adam.
that one.
I thought the president could pardon everything, but
I don't think
Yeah,
he could do
fuck
state. I
federal.
think it was only federal.
You know what I'm stoked
that
about?
sucks. What?
Biden and his ass.
Yeah.
Biden's ass.
Shout out to the what the hell was it? The prostate cancer, the real MVP.
Oh no.
Coming in clutch, dude.
Hey, dude, it's all the way in
Someone
his
said that it
bones.
was
Goddamn.
someone said it's no surprise because someone's had a hand up his ass for 4 years playing him like a puppet.
No.
That's good. That's good.
That was a good one.
Good.
Yeah.
I guess Kamala doesn't wash her hands. Anthony
Yeah.
Blinken or Jake Sullivan. Yeah, one of those
E.
guys
coli.
wasn't washing their hands.
Probably all of
Well-
them at once.
Oh,
There was like an Anon account that was like in 2019 that said
saw
he's gonna give Joe Biden prostate cancer, and everyone's retweeting it. It's like, dude, this guy's a fucking wizard.
Yeah. His work's not done.
Yeah, I think it's coming
His work's
soon.
not done.
But just imagine, dude, that's what they're gonna do to us. They were gonna like put this like dude on his deathbed, and then we would have Kamala as president, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. How long do you guys think that they knew about this? Like years? Like, do you think it's like a years long thing, or does stage 4 come out of super nowhere all the time? Like, I don't know.
I think
feel
there were
like-
probably signs. I mean, like typically most humans die from heart disease, especially here in America. So I feel like, if you're already older than the average age, like older than the average life expectancy, which I think is 78 for men, then it's kind of like anybody's guess at that point what you could get and what could happen. But yeah, I feel like they probably knew for a long time. Like this was probably well established
Yeah.
within, deep Democratic circles. But they just originally, I do think the plan was to keep Biden in and drag his corpse over the
Mhm.
finish line because they realized just they had nothing else there. But I think it eventually got to the point that they're like, yeah, we can't keep this facade up anymore. So we'll see. We'll throw Kamala in there and see what happens.
Yeah, it's linked. I guess prostate cancer is linked to eating a lot of ice cream. To
Is
eating
that
copious
true?
amounts of ice cream. No, it's not.
Oh fuck. You got me. That was good.
Sam's like, I got to make a doctor's appointment real quick.
I was like, wait a minute. I eat a lot. I got to get my shit checked.
Worried you.
They actually did do a study about a year ago where they actually checked people's ice cream consumption against like overall lifestyle. And what they found is actually ice cream actually did have a favorable result for health, which was
Is
the
that just
exact opposite. of what I
correlation?
thought.
That's all you need to tell me.
Yeah.
I'm buying a soft serve machine
Yeah.
for my house. That's it.
It
That's
could
all I
just
needed to
be
hear.
that like people that are happier are healthier, and people that are happier. Eat more
I
ice
don't
cream.
remember. I'll see if I could find it, but yeah, it was interesting to say the least. But that's completely ancillary to this conversation.
I've been looking for an excuse to get a soft
But,
serve,
like-
serve machine in my house. Now I can be like, my
Yeah.
wife, tell my wife, like, you want to live longer? You dumb bitch? Let's get a soft serve machine.
You got to eat real ice cream though. Like you can't get frozen dairy dessert. It's got to be like
Yeah.
real milk and cream. Like so much of that shit in the supermarket.
Speaking of
them
which,
up.
did you see Ben from Ben and Jerry's get thrown out of that hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
dude.
hearing was he in?
So
Yeah, he
it-
threw a big soy fit at some hearing.
okay,
about-
so what had happened was RFK. I don't even know what the exact.
Oh, that was
hearing
him?
for. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So,
yeah.
yeah. RFK was. I think it was. I don't know what exactly the testimony was for, but Ben Cohen, who actually. Hold on. There was like a big deal about this a couple years ago. So I think this is actually back in 2019, where Ben had wanted to withdraw doing business in Israel because they didn't like the way that Israel was treating the Palestinians, and eventually they ended up forcing the sell of Ben and Jerry's, and they gave it over to like some crazy fucking Zionists. So Ben Cohen, I believe, was the founder of Ben and Jerry's, and he no longer owns Ben and Jerry's. and he went and like Faceless said, he had kind of a soy fit and fucking lost his mind and started screaming during this hearing and basically got arrested. He got thrown out.
Oh, that's actually a good reason to have a meltdown, though. I thought it was just he was just mad at RFK for some BS.
Him getting
No,
dragged out.
I
is
thought it was
so
because
funny.
RFK was trying to take chemicals out of his ice cream. That's what I thought.
I thought it was too.
No, I don't
I
think it
think
had
it was in the
anything
ice
to do.
cream.
No, I
Ben
don't think it had
Jerry's is so
anything to
good,
do with
though.
that.
I'm not going to put the volume on because I don't want to hear him talk. But God, he looks like a younger, taller Bernie Sanders.
He does.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
Well, like a little bit more Chad Bear.
Him getting
Bernie
dragged.
Sanders.
It's such a funny visual.
They're
Him just
both
getting-
New England Jews too.
Yeah. Oh, hey, by the way, everybody watching this,
was
can
a
you,
bad-
can
I
you
feel
like
this was
this
a
video?
bad time to protest Gaza because I really thought that it was for the artificial sweeteners thing.
I thought it was too.
Yeah, dude, they could
I
have
actually
easily.
That's such a
funded us
bad
that.
time to do that.
Yeah, the optics on that aren't good.
Very funny.
The whole RFK
Yeah, what the
thing
heck?
on kind of a side note, I think RFK, the more and more I see and hear from RFK when he talks about health and stuff, the more I realize I'm just gonna say he's a fucking retard. He has no idea what he's talking about.
I'm with him with the red dye thing.
don't know.
I don't think we should probably have that in food.
Yeah, but like my objection to that, and not that I'm necessarily objecting, but like that is not a problem in people's overall health. 2 drops of food dye is not going to hurt you. Should we use something else? Sure, but like this is kind of like a virtue signal.
I just
Essentially, it
want
was
my
kind of
food
like
to be
when
free.
Trump banned bump stocks back in what was that 2018. It was a virtue signal to get people's attention.
People eat like
I'm
shit.
Cool
I
with,
mean,
I'm cool with
Yeah.
it though because I'm hoping there's a slippery slope situation because I eat super have a monster in my hand, the first
yeah,
monster I've drank all year. But I do eat super natural. Like we have a fluoride water filter that I make my coffee out of. We do
Sam's
all
made mine
natural,
donut.
like chicken, turkey, all that stuff, meal prepping. And I've found in my time of meal prepping that it's really hard to find shit that doesn't have soy, that doesn't have sucralose, that doesn't have what's the other artificial sweetener? Oh,
They
great.
usually use
add-on.
sucralose or aspartame, and
Yeah, aspartame, yeah.
We'll probably disagree on this, and that's fine. But like all the studies I've ever read on those they're always fine. It's just like what they typically find is that either they hyperdose mice in them, or they basically give mice they superdose them in that, or they like look at the gut flora and they basically find that it changes the gut flora, but no one knows whether that change is good or bad. Like some of the gut species that change when you have a lot of sucralose is actually a gut bacteria that seems to be more beneficial for fat burning. But I don't fault people for taking this stuff out of their diet.
What about like the false like blood sugar dips that you get from artificial sweeteners?
You don't get you don't get those. No, that doesn't happen. The only way that you get blood sugar, the only way that your blood sugar will rise is if you have some kind of caloric load, right? So if you have some fat, carbohydrates, like these non-nutritive sweeteners are so low in calories, you would have to have so much of them in order to actually get a blood sugar rise or dip.
But people do.
I would say my whole theoretic thing about food is a little bit more esoteric when it comes to it. It's like I just don't feel like it's a natural thing. Like I know stevia leaf extract, all that stuff. I just feel like it's a chemical, and I try to stay away from
everything.
Most chemical, most
even
based.
You know what he means.
Yeah, no, I
you know
understand,
what I
but like
mean.
it is to the
Yeah.
point. Like when people say process, I don't have processed foods. Okay, well, I have a sticker for ribeye here. Like I love ribeyes, but like even a ribeye steak is processed. So it's just kind of like
it's about.
But you know that there's levels
industrial
of process,
processes.
Right,
There's
like
levels of
McDonald's
process that, like-
hamburgers are
Yeah,
way
okay,
more
yeah, okay,
processed than a
but
fucking steak.
Yeah, of course. But like my point here is that the processing in itself isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like we would all agree, like fat-free Greek yogurt is actually really good for you because it's a good source of protein, bioavailable protein at that. And you're also taking out all the fat and sugar calories, right? So that's a good source of protein powder. Same deal. Good source of lean protein where you don't get additional calories from carbohydrates or fats. That's not to say that your diet should be exclusive of these things, because like I mostly eat fruits, vegetables, lean meats. Like that is the bulk of my diet. But like these other things can be supplements. And I'd always try to make the barrier to like better health a little bit lower for everybody. And when people start demonizing stuff like, oh, seed oils are going to kill you, artificial sweeteners are going to kill you, this is going to kill you.
I've seen a lot of conflicting stuff on seed oils too. Because
Yeah.
I was anti-seed oil, and now I'm seeing that it's good. But here's the thing, though, is like this is a little bit of a cop out, but let's not act like the FDA hasn't fudged and cheesed a little bit of some studies.
Oh, of
And
course.
really hurt people.
Well,
You know, like the studies, I don't know if they're like independent what you're citing, but it's like I've seen we had stuff back in the day that now we know is absolutely horrible for you, right? I'm just a real skeptical guy, and the most that I can leave out of my diet, and I'm not telling everyone to do this. I know it's hard for most people, but the most that I can leave out and the least process I can go, the more, because I've been doing I've been lifting for 9 years. I was a personal trainer, ISSA,
awesome,
NASM certified, and my body, I've seen where I get horrible headaches. I've seen when I have like low energy and everything, and the more I've gone less processed, anecdotally, the better I felt personally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm an advocate for just going as like least processed as you possibly can. Again, me being an asshole, I have a fucking Monster can in my hand. It's not a, you know, it's not a religion for me, but I like your point on that though. I'd like to maybe pick your brain a little bit more about that, because I don't know, like I always feel I'm terrified of cancer. So like sucralose, aspartame, all this stuff. I'm like,
Okay, so basically what they did in a lot of these studies, and you can look it up, you would have to drink like in the range of 18 to 35 Diet Cokes a day.
That's
For
what John Daly does, and he's still crushing golf balls. So I don't know how true that is either.
Well, and
yeah, but basically,
I
like,
have a friend
it's
who does that, and he's like,
when you dose, when you dose the amount, that you, if you were to take in the amount of aspartame that they were giving these mice that ended up getting cancer. So once again, also the thing to take away from here is that like these were mice, and mice don't always extrapolate directly to humans. They have a similar like digestion to humans, and they're also a little bit more social. So that's why they're generally used as kind of like studies for humans. But basically, like I said, they would hyperdose these in doses that nobody would realistically get. And then they find out that they get cancer. But like when there was another study done, I want to say it was a couple of years back, where they actually found that people who actually drank Diet Pop in place of water actually tend to lose more weight than people who didn't. Now that's not to say that like Diet Pop has some special fat burning properties, but it's basically the idea that like it's probably the fact of the carbonation and also like the sweet flavor that kind of satisfies what they're not getting elsewhere in their diet. And, you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't drink water and just drink Diet Pop. What I'm saying is just like Diet Pop's fine. If you want to have Diet Pop, have a fucking Diet Pop. Don't be scared of it.
Don't drink 12 a day though.
Yeah. I mean, I maybe have at most in a day, maybe four or five in a day.
So here's a good question for you. So why in other countries do they, because like they don't do, like they're outlawed, these artificial sweeteners and stuff are outlawed in some other countries, the artificial, coloring and all that. Why are they outlawed in other countries? Is it just some lobbying thing, or
who knows? I mean,
I do find that kind of interesting, you know. And then like
people always point to like, oh, well, these other countries are healthier, and it's always kind of funny. I'm not saying you're necessarily doing this right here, but like a lot of people say, oh, well, the stuff that's allowed in the stuff that we eat here is banned in other countries. It's like, okay, well, first of all, you're appealing to a government, which is faulty in its own, but like
that's true.
Also, the other government, or like the European countries have a lot more walkable lifestyles. They have a lot more active lifestyles. They have a different culture around food, and also like their ubiquity of hyperpalatable foods is a lot different than here in America, where like America, we drive for everything. You know, hyperpalatable foods are shoved in our face at all times. We don't have as walkable of lifestyles. So like all the behaviors here in America are completely different than in those other countries. And those behaviors that they have in those other countries tend to make them healthier. So this is kind of like when people talk about like a glass of wine is good for your heart. It's not the glass of wine. It's all the behaviors around the glass of wine that those French people have. And they used to say it was the resveratrol inside the wine. It wasn't that. It was just, once again, French people tend to live a little bit of a healthier lifestyle than people here in America, which any culture generally does.
Yeah, I'm with Faceless. I'm also NASM certified, and like I'm with you. I eat pretty clean, like steaks a lot. You know, I also drink a Ghost energy drink a day myself. So it's
well, and that's fine.
Either.
Yeah,
I just started them again. Because the coffee I've been doing for the last 8 months wasn't working, and I went back and I started doing a little bit more research on the aspartame because I'm terrified of cancer and all that. But I have this one friend who I always joke about how he's going to live longer than all of us. He drinks like 5 blueberry Red Bulls a day, chain smoke cigarettes, and he lives off of the gas station. And I just see him, and that's what's kind of the thing is that we all know, us being personal trainers, we know everyone's body is different, which is kind of a cop out too. But this guy, I swear to God, he runs circles around me. He's never lifted a weight in his life, never done cardio, you know, and he's like, and it trips me out. And then you have people who, you know, well, like Donald Trump, doesn't he like supposedly sleep 5 hours a night and all he drinks is Diet Coke, supposedly. You know, that's the rumor. You know, he only drinks Diet Coke and eats fast food because it's hard for them to poison it because it's pre-made, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's just
Well,
it's all.
I live in.
I'm hedging my
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah, I live in the
Yeah,
Midwest, so like, let's just say in the Midwest here, there's being healthy is not a part of our culture here at all. Like, it is just not, like, people don't work out, people don't go on runs or walk. Like, this is not a thing really. But like, what's weird is like, I wouldn't say I have very, like, I don't really pay attention very much to what I eat exactly. And, you know, I relatively in decent shape because I'm much more active than the people I live around. And, you know, they all, you know, a lot of them have like my family personally, like, they're a little bit bigger, and some of them have diabetes, and, you know, it's from their own habits and eating, but they're not active. And that's like they don't like go out and do stuff. And that's like a huge difference just between me and them, is like, I kind of have their same eating habits in a lot of way, but I'm actually just more active and do stuff. You know, I still smoke cigarettes sometimes. Like, you know,
I'm like a better, I'm a better safe than sorry kind of guy. I like to just, my whole thing is like hedging my bets, trying to, like, if I feel like something's not, like the whole soy thing, there's conflicting data on that as well. There's only like one protein shake. I don't know if you guys know, there's like one pre-made protein shake that doesn't have soy in it. It's OWYN. And those are the only ones I drink, because all of the other ones have soy. They're like pure soy protein, you know. I just try to like,
I understand that point. Now I haven't dug quite deep into the research on soy, but my understanding is basically there's just estrogen activity in soy, and it doesn't actually raise your it doesn't lower testosterone levels. But there was a study done over in the Netherlands. Actually, I think it was in 5 European countries. I covered it on my podcast forever ago.
Netherlands isn't a real country.
Menno Henselmans has a really good video on this. And basically what they found about testosterone levels is that it's like 1-to-1 correlated with overall body fat. So like if you're a fat piece of shit, essentially your testosterone is going to be low. And like they found this in all these countries and all these different people. It was literally like 1-to-1. As you're more and more obese, your testosterone goes lower and lower and lower.
Well, Kyle, remember I was telling you, I remember a few weeks ago about like the other gym I go to. There's a lot of Indian men, and their whole diet's soy, and they all have the same fucking phenotype. It's like tits, giant belly, skinny ass legs and arm. It's like, so there's something to it.
Well, I mean, also Indians have like probably shitty genetics too. And are they, you know, what's their training like? What's their diet like? Like
it's soy. They all eat tofu. I'm like, stop.
I mean, and once again, you know, how many Indian bodybuilders do you know of? Like typically, most bodybuilders are some white or black. Like that's usually it. Maybe some
like
Asians.
Icelandic.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm talking like bodybuilder, not like strong man. Like like you think about like Ronnie Coleman, for example, Jay Cutler, like those guys. You don't see any. I honestly don't know any Indian bodybuilders who are like. You think Chris Bumstead, for example, like they're mostly either European white or black as fucking tar.
Speaking of working out and shit, do you guys watch the Liver King documentary on Netflix?
Oh no.
So it's so funny because they get to the point with like, you know, he got caught for steroids. And he's like, I was going to treat this like everything else. Just deny. And they're like, well, they have your emails. He's like,
that's funny.
Kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Well, and then that's kind of what sucks about the whole commentary about fitness is you have guys like Liver King claiming natty and then having this insane diet and regimen and schedule. And everyone wants to try to emulate that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and like,
if you
I
looked at
like when
him-
guys are honest about it. I respect when guys are honest
Agreed.
about it. I think it's
But if
dope.
you looked at Liver King for once and you like we've all worked out, you're like, well, that guy's clearly on steroids. Like there's zero part of me who I believe that he didn't take steroids. Like,
Right,
you
it's
can
like-
tell by his
Say
muscles
we
and
all
shit.
work out, like I work out.
No, the
So
three of
that's
us
what I'm
work
saying
out.
is that most people that don't though, they don't know you. And so did you do NASM certification? Did you do personal training? Is that why?
Yeah.
Because you would.
I did.
How many people
ISSA,
did you
yeah.
encounter that wouldn't? How many times did you encounter a woman that was like, I don't want to lift weights because I don't want to look like Arnold? And you've
All
been
the
lifting for
time. I'm
Yeah.
like, you're
6
not
years.
gonna.
You've been lifting for 6 years, and you're like, I don't
Yeah.
fucking look anything like Arnold.
Yeah,
Right.
I
I'm
mean,
not
like, when
you know.
people bring that up, I'm like, okay, so I've been lifting for like 15 years consistently,
Mhm.
and like I just started getting back into bench pressing probably a couple months ago, or I'm sorry, probably like a year and a half ago, and I finally crossed over a 315 bench, and I would like to believe I have like better than average genetics when it comes to strength, not like overall size, but like I got a 545 deadlift, 400-pound squat, and a 315 bench. I am not huge. I just look like a guy who kind of works out, right? So like
Yeah,
if I'm
same.
not going to get too big,
Right.
the average woman is not going to get too
Every
big.
chick you talk to at the gym who you're trying to train, they go, I want to get too bulky. I'm like, you're not. Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
And,
Just shut
you
the
know
fuck
what?
up.
And if you do, we can fix that very easily.
yeah.
Just don't lift
Stop.
for like 2 months. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
I
it'll
would
go
say
right
the
away.
Same thing. Well, I do. I will like program cardio. Like I'll just do a month of cardio every day, cardio, and then go back into my lifting regimen as like a break. You know, because
Yeah.
I enjoy cardio, but I get too skinny when I do it. My legs get too
Yeah, well,
tiny.
you're burning your muscle
so-
too. Like,
Yeah, exactly. So I'll do like a month of cardio and then I'll come back and lift, and all my stats will go down, and I'll feel good, but I won't be able to lift nearly at all.
Lean beef patty.
Queen. Yes.
she's
Well,
not
and a bar
bulky though.
queen right
She's just cut.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
for
no,
a
she's
woman,
not.
that's pretty fucking, lean.
Right, but
The,
she's not like bulky. She's not like jacked.
I love how all these girls, you can trace the growth in their chin. Most of them, you go back about 3-4 years and you could see their chins all nice and petite, and then as you get, I don't know about a lean beef patty, but I know a lot of them, you start seeing their chin just like
That's true, dude.
on
That's
the
so fucking true.
Anavar.
all right.
I don't know about her. She might just be really special, but
No, yeah, she definitely has like more genetics, but she's obviously not super bulky. Her arms are bigger than mine,
Yeah.
but it's not like I have big arms.
yeah.
Well, it's good. She's
is-
dedicated to the craft. Like for a woman to
Oh
look
yeah,
like
she's
that,
done this for years. Like,
it's
Mhm.
her genetics. I would honestly say it's probably like a lot of dedication, but like she really isn't huge. She just looks like she's worked
Yes,
at it.
exactly.
But like for a woman to maintain that lean of a physique, their genetics have to be really good, because like most people's personal fat threshold, especially women's, are going to be a lot higher, and it's
Mhm.
going to be so devastating, like such a motherfucker to stay that lean. Like
Well-
you have to imagine she's probably, or her maintenance is probably lower than like 1,800 calories a day or something.
Yeah,
like that.
for
Like,
sure.
she
Her
is
body
not
fat's
eating
probably like
shit.
5% there.
no, she's higher.
Well,
than
it's
that.
probably like, yeah, for women it's like
7%,
15.
8%.
Yeah.
I
No,
doubt
you
she's
think it's that
15%
high?
body fat.
Not
There's no way.
15%.
For yeah,
Not
for
with those
women,
abs.
they're normally about 10% higher than men.
Not 10%. It's like 5% higher. Than
It's
like
about
4
it's
or
about
5%.
8. It's about 8 to 10.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
look that up.
Yeah. If you look up most
Well,
pictures,
I always
nobody
go
knows
back to
for
the old,
sure.
the old saying where it's you can either be big, you can be cut, or you
Yeah.
can, or you could be 2 out of the 3. You can't be all 3 at once.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know enough about her,
Naturally.
but yeah, naturally, that's the whole thing. Is like you can only be
Yeah.
2 out of 3 at a single time. So if she's strong and she's pretty big for a girl. She's
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
pretty jacked for a chick.
She's
So
worked
big,
a lot.
jacked, and she's strong, and she's cut. I don't know. It's a little crazy.
Yeah,
I don't think she's that big. I think it's probably the lighting and everything
she's-
that makes
she's
it look
not
a little
big.
bit better.
She's sculpted.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably fair. Yeah.
I wasn't saying
But-
that she was like huge. She's just
Yeah.
she's cut like for a woman.
You can tell she's worked at it.
a lot.
She looks big for a girl, but like for how big, give me another picture. I need another picture because I stay away from looking at these. I don't like looking at these things. They like the muscle mommies and shit. I don't know. There's something about it that freaks me out.
I like
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
well,
I get
then-
it.
Hold on.
I get it.
I'm gonna freak you out a little bit more then, because the owner to my gym just competed, and she said this was her worst performance, but she looked fantastic. But it's She's definitely a muscle mommy.
It's gonna be horrifying. Yeah, I already
But
knew
she-
it.
no,
she's
I already
on
knew
stuff,
it,
though.
dude.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
want
well yeah, she
bodybuilders.
openly talks about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's probably starved herself of liquid like all
Yes.
bodybuilders do.
No, well, okay,
This
so
is
no,
not
actually,
normal.
you don't cut liquid when you're kind
Oh,
of getting into that, because like people actually die when they cut liquid. If you don't do it correctly, you're supposed to kind of keep up salt and like monitor your sodium,
Yeah.
but like keep up
Yeah.
salt and stuff like that, because it also helps with it helps it helps you look a little bit more full when you step on stage. So
That is gross to me. Like she's
I
not
don't like
attractive
it.
to me at all.
I don't think male bodybuilders look good either.
I agree, but I'm not gay, so I don't really.
I mean,
care about
I
that.
could like appreciate like the grind of it, like when I see people who do that,
But the muscle mommies are not bodybuilders. They're just like women who work out a lot. It's like a new
so like
thing.
what
It's like Gen
would
Z
you do?
millennials.
Yeah, would you define like lean beef patty there as like a muscle mommy?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I would.
No.
I would 100%.
No,
Yeah,
I
really?
said I would.
I would.
Yeah.
You could someone pull up some other pictures of her, please.
Okay, hold on.
I'm trying to get them, but they're mostly from Instagram, and it's hard to share. Well, I'll just share her Instagram. Why am I?
Okay, what about
Yeah, let's see your For You page, Sam.
Muscle
Dude,
mommies.
it's there's a lot of muscle mommies on there. I like them a lot. I'm not hiding that.
So you want
You are
that
such a
shit,
gay
dude.
twink. You just want to get dominated by a man so badly, but you won't go.
I wanna get
full-
dominated by a woman.
She's not as big as I
That's what I'm
thought.
saying.
Okay.
She's just sculpted.
She's got some jacked arms, but yeah, she's not like for a girl, but she's not as huge as a muscle mommy.
okay?
I'm not
so-
like I said, I'm not super. I just see this shit and it freaks me out. It
But
makes
yeah, okay,
me,
so like look at that angle there. Like in that last picture, like she doesn't look like huge in that
Yeah.
last video, but that's what I mean. Like I think she's probably natural, but just very gifted genetically and also really works at it.
Yeah.
I'm a little biased though because I had a run-in with one of these at a gym. She was the assistant manager, and she tried to bully me, and I was like, "No, you're not. No, we're not doing that." Because they would make us. Basically, they had this like triage system where if you wanted to pay your bill or help, you had to go sit in the lobby, and then the second you'd sit down, there'd be no one there, and they'd go, "Okay, I can help you." So you have to walk all the way across the gym, sit down, and then they go, "Okay, I can help you," and I did it one time and I was like, that was stupid. I'm never doing that again. And she basically told me, she's like, I'm not helping you until you go sit down. And I was like, I'm not going to sit down. I just want to pay my bill. And she's like, sit down. She was yelling at me. I was like, do you think I'm a fucking dog?
That's
And
insane.
she got real aggro. She got really aggro and like started puffing her chest at me. And I was like, if you want to fight, we could take it outside. I'll punch you so hard that you're gonna have a regular periods for a year. But like, come on, like let's cool our jets a little bit.
There's the thing about chicks who work out. Like I could fucking fight him. I'm like, listen, even if I wasn't trained, I would put my fist through your fucking head because I'm a man.
Yeah.
Like, you're
Well,
not gonna beat me up.
I'm not really that big of an asshole. I was like, I just don't want to go sit down. You're not going to tell me to sit down. I went and did it the last time, and I sat there, and you're like, I can help you now. I'm not doing that. It's stupid. And so she like started puffing her chest and getting mad at me, and I was like, I'm just going to cancel my membership. I'm good. I'm not going to fight a muscle mommy right now. She looked like kind of like this, but imagine
Why did she want to sit down?
well, they had this system where basically if there was a line, you tell people, hey, I'll help you in a second. If you go have a seat in the lobby, I'll help you, right? But she had such a bad Anavar brain, so she didn't realize that policy was only for if there was a line, if people had to wait. I was the only guy there. So she was like, oh, go sit down. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go sit down. I'll just stand here until you're ready to help me. And she threw a huge fit and puffed her chest out and was like, oh, you're going to sit down. I'm like, no, I'm not. You're not going to make me sit down. But she looked like this. She looked probably bigger biceps, and her face, her chin, crimson chin, Buzz Lightyear head ass. Like,
oh yeah, so that means she was on some shit.
Yeah, yeah, probably a roid raging, to be honest.
It's sad when you see them and you're like, man, you probably were so pretty 5 years ago. And now you look like my uncle.
Yeah, you ruined your fucking face. Like their skeletal structure changes, like you said, it's crazy.
Well, yeah,
Meth
because
heads and bodybuilders.
Testosterone has such a profound impact on the body, and like even when a baby's in the womb, it actually changes their bone structure inside the womb due to the exposure of the testosterone.
Holy
so
shit.
yeah, it is.
And
it
it's
has an
sad because
insane impact.
Anavar, I guess Anavar is like really beneficial for women in small controlled doses. There's been studies of where basically if you give a woman Anavar in a very controlled environment, very small doses, it helps them a lot kind of get back on their feet with their weight, working out, their strength, all that. But here's the problem is they're not doing that. They're just going extremely overboard with it. And like this girl, she's either got a face filter on or that chin is hanging on by a thread. She's got 5 months, telling you right now. She's got 5 months before that her cheekbones start popping out, her forehead turns Neanderthal, and that chin starts growing.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone watching, like and subscribe to us, please. For the love of Christ, like this fucking video. Jesus.
We kind of went all over in this one.
Yeah,
I
we really
think,
did. This is a good app.
know.
I gotta go. You guys can continue, but I gotta go.
Yeah, what do you say? We wrap then?
Yeah, want to wrap it?
All right.
Okay, yeah.
It's not a muscle mommy. It's just titties.
Yeah.
That's just tits, Sam. That's just
I know.
tits.
I know.
This is big
All
old tits.
old
Faceless,
bitties.
brother. Thanks for joining us. Tell us where to go find you. Hello?
Oh, what the hell just happened?
Did you just get kicked?
No, your
Oh.
music's too loud.
Is it too loud?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Faceless. Tell everybody they can find you on social media and stuff, and all your stuff.
On Instagram at Faceless, on Twitter at SKVMLORD. It's spelt really stupid, I know. And that's pretty much it. Buy my merch at lowlevelperpetrators.com.
Boom. Follow me on X at Adam Nutter. Thank you.
Cool. Common Crown just finished. I did all my guitar tracks except for the leads for our new music. We got 5 new songs that are cooking and they sound awesome. Gord, a trucker, is coming on the show this week on Wednesday. That'll be at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I'll be in Ocean City, Maryland this weekend. So that's all I got going on. Thanks, guys.
At the Real Typo on Twitter and Biting the Bullet. Check out the podcast. We should have an episode out this week. And that's all I got.
Sam.
Follow me on MySpace.
Cool.
Great
Yeah,
bit.
you're
Kyle
right.
plays out.